Obviously very disappointing and frustrating, again, and it kind of opened it up the game that way, just kind of first play. We had way too many mistakes, 17 penalties, which for 170-something yards, and just got too many situations to where we either allowed them to continue to stay on the field with undisciplined penalties and give them opportunities to make plays, and then if we did get the ball rolling and moving, crossing, crossing the 50, had some holding calls, backed you up to third and extra long, fourth downs that were long, and so it's frustrating. Again, not playing the way you want, and you can. That's been challenging, but I only know one way to do it, and that's continuing to get back and grind through it and trying to correct all the mistakes and get a week better and keep grinding. It's the only way we can fix it.
You talked early in the week about, facing adversity, battling adversity. How do you think your players respond?
I think the adversity, I think they're overcoming in a sense of trying to compete and play and continue to take a one snap, one drive. Unfortunately, right now as a team, it's I guess it would be less frustrating if you could pinpoint just one guy. It's been multiple positions, and it just takes turns. And the more it happens, there's only so much adversity in a game that you can overcome. There's only so many mistakes that you can continually overcome to where it just eventually just takes the air out of you, and it beats you up. And so we just got to continue to grind through that, and you got to give Marshall a lot of credit. They're a very good football team, but we got to get out of our own way. And I know, we've had the last couple of weeks, we've had great work. It's just hadn't carried over to game day, and so that's something we have to do.
Do you feel like you're getting the effort you need out of guys during the week and early in games?
There's been no issue with effort per se. There's not. It's not an effort thing, whether it's been in practice or in the games. It's been a discipline thing. It's been a kind of a shoot yourself in the foot thing. And I know guys look, our locker room, our kids, they want to win, and they love to compete. It's been a rough go. We haven't played the way we've needed to in order to win football games, especially with the opponents that we're playing. And again, we got to be much better.
Is there anything, you talked about the penalties, obviously a ton of those tonight. Is there anything that you can look at in terms of trying to fix that at this point, or?
Again, we got to be more. We got to understand people are going to hard count us on third down. Something we've done all week, throughout practice, and something we've stressed. We got to do a better job of keeping our hands inside. Obviously, on the holding calls. I don't even know what all the penalties were. I mean, I could sit here and go through each and every penalty and talk about it. Obviously, something we stress, and I think every football in the country does. But you still got to go out there and perform, and we got to do a better job of obviously getting the point across. And we just got to play better. We can't continually shoot ourselves in the foot and expect to have positive results. We got to play better.
Is it disappointing to have kind of the discipline issue? Murphy had a couple of personal fouls that kind of hurt you on some scoring drives, things like that.
Personal fouls, offsides, holdings. I mean, it's very disappointing because, again, that's something that, pre- and post-play penalties are the ones that really drive a coach crazy. You're going to get into some situations to where you may have an aggressive play and get a PI. Obviously, we want to use better technique. You may have a holding call when a guy's giving great effort, but maybe they get turned the wrong way or something. I get it, but pre- and post-play penalties, those are they should never happen. And they're selfish penalties, what they are. They're lack of focus or undiscipline or selfishness, allowing the emotions of the game to be able to hurt the rest of the football team. And so that's something we need to hammer, and we got to be much better because, again, the thing that drives me crazy is being an undisciplined football team. That's obviously part of our core values, and I'm obviously doing a poor job as of today getting that through. And I'm going to continue to stress that and make sure that we can be better.
What happened offensively? You guys had such a good good second half against Missouri, just couldn't get anything rolling early.
Yeah, it started again, play one. You know, you get a snap that's 15 yards back, you get pushed back, and then you make a catch, and I guess I got a penalty there on the third play of the game with a catch. I guess I didn't see what happened. I'd have to look at the film. I guess a personal foul on us that put us back, and then again, come back second drive, don't do much with it. Come back third, you're gaining some momentum. I think we crossed, and I think we had a couple of penalties that stopped the drive, and that just continually over and over and over throughout the night. That's what happened. And so, again, we just got to overall, as coaches, as players, we're all in it together. We got to do a much better job in order to win football games, and it's been very frustrating, and I know our players are frustrated. I'm frustrated. Our coaches are frustrated. But there's only one thing you can do in this moment, right? And that's continue to work. And you got two options: you either lay down and give up, which I'm not going to ever do, and no one on our team is, and not one of our coaches is, or you can keep grinding and you can keep hardening up and figure out ways to get your guys to put them in those positions to have that success. And when you do, you got to go make plays. You got to go out and do it.
You mentioned that first personal foul. What did the officials tell you it was for?
I don't know. I honestly don't. I think something about, I think he spun the ball or something. I don't really know. I'm not quite sure.
What happened defensively, in the first half there? When it really got away from us, did they score on 5 out of 6 drives there?
Yeah. Obviously didn't make competitive plays. They were making more competitive plays than we were. I'd have to sit down and watch the entire film to understand the exact ins and outs of every drive of what happened. But obviously we need to make more competitive plays. We knew coming into the game they were going to be a really good offense. We got a great quarterback, running backs, and they got good skill, and they do a great job. So you're going to have to really do a great job of tackling, making those competitive plays, and then when you do have the opportunities to allow yourself to get off the field, you can't just give them extra possessions to hurt you with. That doesn't work that way, and they're going to hurt you eventually. You allow them enough plays, and so we just got to play better.
You let Wells get too comfortable there. I mean, he hit like 18 in a row.
Yeah, obviously when you hit an 18 in a row, he's getting too comfortable again. We got to do a better job of making those competitive plays. Again, without watching the tape, making sure that we're putting them in the right situations. But, we got to be better.
Like you said earlier, it's not one guy, it's not one position, but specifically at the quarterback position, what more do you need from that position?
I thought early on, I didn't think Ani played bad. I thought we got to play well around our quarterback as well. I mean, we all want to sit here and talk about our quarterback all the time. Other guys around him have to step up and make plays. We got to play better up front. We got to run the ball better when that's our key area. And then when we do get those opportunities, we got to make plays. We got to make plays out on the perimeter. Austin knows, he's got to make his plays too. We all have a job to do, and we can sit and talk about we don't have this receiver or that receiver or up front or the quarterback, and we can try to make up when stuff's not going good. We're trying to figure. Everybody's trying to what's wrong with our offense. Right now, we are not playing complementary football. We are not playing well together. And at the end of the day, and when you're not doing that, you are not going to be very good. And so we obviously have to play better all the way around offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. And so,
One glimmer or bright spot, DeAndre had another good game. Carries, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, a couple explosive plays. Just talk about his consistency this season and producing for you.
Yeah, he's been consistent and competitive, and obviously a guy with a lot of experience and wants to win. But not one person is going to be able to do this on their own. Not one coach, not one player. It's going to take a team effort. It's going to take all of us coming together and putting together a great game together. And so, as much as as consistent as he is, we got to be consistent around him as well as a team. And some of that, guys have to step up, grow up, mature quick. That's the world we live in. That's where we're at. Some guys have to play better. We have to coach better. There's a lot of things that go into it. But DeAndre is a consistent man. Obviously, it gets challenging sometimes with the depth. I mean, you can wear him down if you're not careful. But he's all in, and we tried to spell him as much as we can. I thought IU came in and did a heck of a job. Isaiah going down, and he made some big runs, and he continues to impress me as a young man that just competes. And when he's been given his opportunities, he's taken the most out of them. And that's what guys have to do. You don't know when your opportunities are going to come, but when they do, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to make the most out of those opportunities? Are you going to be ready? Are you going to be focused? Are you going to be confident? Are you going to be confident in yourself? Are you going to trust your coaching? And those are things that he does. And when he steps up, he makes plays.